passion, the conviction, who you are.
You know what? I missed out on probably the biggest thing that I could probably do in my life.
What we're seeing is we move into this new phase.
Not only is he all energy,
Building on our franchise, Snooze Mattress.
it's the passion that he pushes.
Talk about where we're headed, and it's just such an exciting time for us. Snooze.
And we are live here with the podcast. If you don't snooze, you lose, the Dream Makers podcast. This is our first week of franchising, and I could not be more excited about San Diego and Sam and Brian here. This has been an amazing week, but these two guys truly are the epitome of Snooze Mattress Company. They fit our culture. They are amazing guys. They are fun to be around. And today we're going to hear a little bit more about their story. And I actually go back a little bit with Sam. Brian, I just met this week. But let's start this with, and just for the record out there, these are the two franchises, or there's going to be 5 franchises coming to San Diego that we solidified this week, which is November 2021. And I think it's only just the beginning. Knowing these guys, and I was just telling Eric downstairs, I'm like, this is a team that truly is going to probably take over all of California and then just infest the whole rest of the world, because that's how talented these guys are. But enough about me telling how amazing you guys are. Sam, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about your story and who you are, man. Welcome to the Dream Makers podcast.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, man. This has been awesome. I'm a Pueblo, Colorado hometown boy, right?
Yes,
so that's how you and I know each other.
Yes, 30s Club.
That's right. We used to get together on Fridays and have a quick lunch and just relax and break away from business, even though it was about business kind of, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a club of 30 guys between the ages of 30 and 40 here in Pueblo, Colorado, and they would like the future philanthropists, the future entrepreneurs of Pueblo, Colorado, and you had to be like jumped into this gang, and then when you got out of it, you got jumped out of the gang at 40, but you couldn't get in until you were 30, and when you were 40, you're kicked out. And last year, I got kicked out.
Did you? Yeah, that's right.
41, man.
Yeah, I got kicked out when I moved to California.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. So yeah, a homeboy of Pueblo, Colorado, hometown here.
That's right. Yeah. So born and raised here, and had amazing parents. They technically, I would be nothing without them, right? So a very supportive family, a sister that's she's been in education her whole life. So she's doing some new adventures, and this family I have is amazing, bro. It's really awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So growing up in Pueblo, you like this town?
Love it. People don't understand the culture, how like high school rivalries bring us together, and also green chili, right? How funny is that? So, and then when I come home, which is a lot, my parents live here, so I get to come back and experience all the things that I love. And I go back to California and I tell people, you don't even know what Mexican food is.
Right?
Real Mexican food's in Pueblo, Colorado, right?
Absolutely. We've been talking about all these restaurants here all week when you've been here too. So, okay, so born and raised Pueblo, Colorado, amazing family. You love this community culture. We met each other, and then you moved to San Diego.
Well, first, I went to the Army for 8 years.
Okay.
And I had a great career. I was a door gunner in a Black Hawk helicopter, and by far the best job a guy can have, 100%, hands down.
How cool is that?
You don't know what you're going to do in life, go be a crew chief on a Black Hawk helicopter. It is awesome.
How cool. So it's like what you see in the movies. Like you're the guy with the big machine gun on the side of a Black Hawk. Yeah,
except for you're always just shooting blanks at in a range somewhere, like at Fort Carson.
So what? But you're ready for that moment. Like that is pretty darn cool.
Yeah. Of course we all want our hero moment, but then when the helicopter breaks, you're like, oh, I thought I was gonna be the guy on a door gun, but now I'm fixing a rotor blade, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, we appreciate your service, and thanks for all you've done for our for America.
Oh yeah, my absolute pleasure. Yeah,
absolutely. So you went military, and then that's what took you to San Diego?
No, so I got out of the military, and I really like sales, so I went into car sales right after the military. Didn't take me long. I loved it. I loved helping people. I loved kind of like the chase. Everything about sales to me was fun, right? So I just loved the car sales and closing deals and explain to people how things worked and show them everything there is to know about their new car. I was really into it. So I did that, and then a guy that's now one of my best friends and mentors, he was one of my best friends then too, recruited me to the insurance and investments business.
Nice. Okay.
So a guy named Adam brought me in and showed me the ropes, and for several years I was in the insurance and investments business.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's when you were in the 30s Club, you were doing that
That's
here.
correct. Yeah, I tried selling you life insurance a whole bunch
you
of
were a
times.
life insurance guy. I do remember that. You've always been in sales. You've always had that great smile and that knack and that fearlessness about yourself. So, and then San Diego, you met the woman of your dreams.
So one day I took an opportunity and I literally packed up everything and moved to San Diego. I didn't know a soul to open a specialty disposal company. So we do biohazard waste disposal. Funny part is along this whole way, I had a best friend named Sarah, right? So 10 years. And we, even when we weren't, we were just friends. We were best friends and things just kind of continue to develop and grow. And I realized I'm in love with this woman, right? So I try to pretend like I was playing hard to get, but I was like, how does this work? And am I friend zoned, right? So, which I was for sure. So we were able to, start a relationship, and I got really, really lucky. So most amazing woman in the world. And when I moved to San Diego, she stayed here in Colorado. So we had been together for a few years. We were dating and, a very serious dating relationship. And then I pick up and moved to San Diego. So we were long distance for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that part.
Yeah, we were long distance for 2 years. So, and interestingly enough, I actually started. I didn't have anywhere to live. Right, like I was literally poor, like no money, trying to start this company, and I lived in my warehouse. So I slept on a futon in my warehouse.
How crazy.
Yeah.
How far you've come. That's a cool story.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, so fast forward, you're living in San Diego,
Yep.
and obviously we've probably seen each other on social media platforms, and that's the extent after you've 30s Club for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And then this Snooze thing came around, and fast forward, what tell me that excited of it. Why Snooze? Why are you here in pajamas with this handsome devil next to you? What's going on with this Snooze thing?
Yeah, so I've been keeping up, like you said, and one day our paths kind of crossed. Right, I was staying at a place that he had just left.
Yeah,
in
Margaritaville.
Florida. Yeah, Margaritaville, and another mutual friend, Chris, kind of brought the three-way conversation together.
Yeah.
And I said, man, you're rocking it out there. I'm so happy. I've been following you, and I'm sorry I'm not like a huge fanboy. I'm not like trying to, but truly, I am so happy for what you got going on. And it sounds like you cared about what I was doing too, by the way. Thank you, right? So you said, yeah, I see your wife and your little girl and your business. This is awesome. Let's talk, right?
Yeah.
And we had a conversation, and I've never done anything close to the sleep industry.
Yeah.
We do dirty needles right now. We're a biohazard waste disposal company, and next thing you know, I am so excited for people to get a good night's sleep. I just can't stand it.
I love it. Yeah. So we crossed paths. We talked a little bit. Next thing you know, you're like, yeah, let's do this thing. You came out to Colorado, met with Eric a little bit. You saw some of our teams. You saw some of the stuff that we're doing. And now, this week is officially your week. And I think it's just a beautiful thing, and it's only just begun. So let's talk a little bit about this man on the left side of you, Brian. You brought him this week as well to do a little bit of Snooze franchise trading. What's the story between you two? Where did he come into play? How do you know this guy?
Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I want to start off by saying, I'm grateful to be here. But getting back to the how I met Sam. Sam was actually one of my clients. I could say that because I sold him 2 trailers. So we met. He was looking for a trailer for his one of his off-roading vehicles. If you know Sam, he loves the outdoors. He loves off-roading, and we had a pretty close bond just in that little the 2 times that we had engaged. So then fast forward, he's always kept in touch, and he said, hey, when there's an opportunity, I'm definitely going to bring you along. And
I said something more like, hey, one of these days I'm going to have an opportunity. I'm not going to be able to afford you, but I'm going to do my best, right?
I love it.
And he was like, well, give me a holler.
Yeah, and then he went to Margaritaville, and he told me about you, Matt, and told me all about you. And he was like, I have an opportunity. He's like, I don't even know where to start. I'm excited to tell you. I don't know if you're going to like it. Just tell me what you think. And so he just in what, like 15 seconds, he's like, bah. He
Just shot it all out.
Shot it all out. And I mean, just the opportunity was I definitely was excited. I'm a local. I'm excited to bring it to San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised in San Diego. Only time I left was for college. Played college baseball. Went to Long Beach State. After that, couple years, I taught for 2 years special ed, ADHD and Asperger's syndrome.
Oh, wow.
So
Appreciate your service too.
yeah, man, I appreciate that. And then after that, I'm very competitive, and I never lost that hunger, and I love sales. And,
Yeah.
And so worked for Enterprise Rent-A-Car for 10 years, managed a couple offices, airport location. Yeah, so then, again, coming across paths with Sam, presented that opportunity, and I'm here now.
Awesome. Well,
Brian was awesome through the whole thing too, because obviously he's very reserved, right? So I think when I called him, because I had tried another time prior to kind of bring him on, and I just didn't have anything of his caliber, right? And,
Yeah.
I knew it at the time. I just didn't have anything, and we talked about it, and I just said, man, I want to do anything to bring you on, but I just don't have anything yet. So when I called him, I said, I think I have something.
I love it.
I said, I'm going to soul vomit on you for just a few minutes, bro. I was like,
And the funny thing about that was the timing, because I wasn't sleeping good. And I know this is the theme of this,
No,
but
I
I
love
truly wasn't. And so I was looking for a mattress topper because I was trying to convince my wife to invest in a new bed. And so I was looking for a mattress topper, and for like 2 weeks I'd been doing ton of research online on mattresses and mattress toppers. And then when he said it, it was just kind of like, I had just bought a mattress topper, and it was like, what? So it all kind of came together, and I just, so it was just funny how things work out.
I love it. And you're married?
Married, 4 kids.
4 kids.
Yep.
I didn't know that
Yep.
part either.
Yep,
4.
yep.
What's the ages of your kids?
16 is the oldest, and then 11, 8, and 3.
Awesome. And your wife is from there as well?
She's from Illinois, but we met. We met at Enterprise.
Okay.
And been married for, it's going to be 10 years in 2 weeks.
I love it.
So yeah.
And did you guys ever think you'd be in pajamas inside of a podcast room with some headphones on, talking about Snooze?
Yeah, I could say no.
This is so great.
when I had come the first time to Pueblo to talk, and I talked to Eric, he gave me a tour, and he came up here and he says, he points at this room right here, and he goes, and that's where one day you're going to do your podcast when you do your franchise. And I'm like, we've been talking for 3 minutes.
Yes. Assumed the sale, I guess. We
apparently,
knew you were a
right?
part of our family here, man. And that's truly, you guys just, it's easy to see you guys walk around this team and see the love that we have around here. But I said it this morning, but we couldn't be more lucky to have you guys as family on this news and be the first representation in that area. I'm excited to see how far you go with this. But why Snooze? Out of everything you got going on in all the different directions, let's talk your side of it. Why Snooze?
I've never was interested in the industry by any means.
Yeah.
Or frankly, even like starting another new company, right? We've got our hands full as it is. But there was something so infectious about every single person at this organization, from Snooze, Sleep to Wake Up. The partnership, the marriage there is something that anybody that ever hears this podcast should aspire to have their team be like. It's something you just can't say no to, because it's right. It feels good. It is right. Everybody's genuine. The leadership and on all levels, from the very, very top, which is your wife Jenny, all the way down,
Absolutely.
right?
He's a smart man.
All the way down. But it's the truth, right?
100%.
Every single person here is here to help. I'm so bad at this stuff. I'm so bad at filming, and every person makes me look so much better than I'll ever actually be. So I'm very grateful. It's the culture here,
Love that.
and I know for a fact that Brian and I can replicate that all the way in San Diego. So much that with anybody that is in the organization comes there, they're going to feel the exact same.
Love that.
And it's all about, since I've been here, it's been all about family, all about culture, and that all aligns with our beliefs. we come from different parts. I met him, 5 years ago, but everything lines up with my beliefs and culture. And coming here, you can see everybody's a family and community. And that's what I want to bring to Sandy. That's my city, just like you guys love your city. And I felt welcome in Pueblo. So, I do appreciate that. But yeah, just bringing Snooze to San Diego. I'm all about the community. I can't wait to dive into the community, bring that to the community. The way I got Sam kind of inspired me. He, if you don't know, Sam went to over 100 stores and mattress stores in San Diego to shop the competition just to see the process. And so he asked me to do the same. And just doing that and seeing the process, and again, the sleep industry is boring, you know, and that's what's different about us, and that's what I'm 100%. Excited about is just the whole process from the time you walk into a Snooze, it's a different experience than you'll go at any other mattress place, and so that's what I'm excited to represent and bring that to San Diego.
I love that. And I love that about you guys. Even when me and Sam talked the first time we talked, I think maybe the second to the third time, in between two conversations that we had, you had already shopped half of your community. And I'm like, I was just telling Eric down there, I'm like, this guy's got the eye of the tiger. This is one of those guys that there's zero chance of not being the most dominant mattress store in the entire, because you don't have any other quit. You don't have quit in you, and you don't know anything else except being the best at what you do. And it shows. You literally have researched that. You know your competitors. You know all of their names. You know how much volume that they're doing in every one of their stores, their attachment rate of adjustables on top of that stuff. You've done your homework.
Yeah, and I had to, right? We have a good thing going right now, so I didn't want to jump into something I wasn't ready for, and frankly, this is a big deal. But the best thing is I'm on the very front end of that big deal. We're so excited. Obviously the goal, first one, doors open.
Yeah.
We want to perfect our show.
Amen.
And then after that, it's going to just we're gonna start to run through these and. Poor Brian here has the harder task of finding the talent and developing them and making sure that they fit our culture, which is the Snooze culture.
Yeah, love that, and I appreciate that. And you've got a big team of people here to give you anything and everything you need that supports you guys, and are all part of your family for sure. So let's talk about this week a little bit. This is it's a big deal for me too. This is historically something I feel like. It's been a dream come true for me, and then to have the right people has been even just so much more overwhelming for me from the sidelines. I've always known from Pueblo, Colorado, this is something I wanted to do. I wanted to get outside of Pueblo. I'd owned several businesses in this community, but I wanted to be able to affect nationwide that would help our community grow and continue to put it out there. So we put on our first franchise training this week, and I'm very proud of the team that we've created. With you guys have seen the passion when you put Andrew on a stage, and George and Eric and Mia and Ben in this podcast room, and I mean this entire team here has just bled their souls into making sure that we give you guys too much. We want to give you so much information that Isaiah and Ian, and even when you're role playing on the other side of the teams, our goal was to give you everything you need, every tool in your tool belt to be able to compete against everybody out there, but also know this industry. We wanted you to know what a helicowire was and what foam encasement is and what is density of foam and stuff that you don't need to know, but you need to know to be able to compete with competitors. So how has this week been for you? Tell me a little bit about this. Is gearing towards the end. We got some more stuff today and a little bit more stuff tomorrow, but we're at the end of our training. How's this week been for you?
Yeah, so I mean, the whole process leading to this week, I thought was incredibly well put together. It's hard to kind of BS me in the sense of I just know when somebody doesn't know, and frankly, when they haven't put in the work. And what I realized is that along this way there had been so much work put into this from every single person on the team, you for many, many years, and all of your team, right? That when we got here, from moment one, you could tell all of that work was ready, and you guys had been perfecting your show. There's no way that you put this on without rehearsing and telling everybody that you wanted to make this the right thing for us. And as amazing as it was, I can only imagine how much better it's going to continue to be. And I know I'm very excited to be able to experience number one training and then maybe come back for the 10th and the 20th and the 50th and the 100th and who knows how many, Matt.
I love it. You're going to be putting them on. We're going to have our Vegas shows, and we're going to have this guy up there. There's no doubt in my mind you're going to be teaching these things. Mark my words right now. There's no doubt that Sam will be teaching at conventions because that's just who you are.
No way I will be on stage.
We're going to prove that, Ben. We're putting him on a stage.
Yeah, but just piggybacking off what Sam said, just the conviction of everyone here. I mean, is definitely different. You would have never thought this was the first one. Just awesome experience from, I mean, everyone. I mean, you feel it from each person that you speak to, and so I'm very thankful. But it's been a great experience. Just all the knowledge and.
We appreciate that, and we've tried to make sure that we've covered everything. We still have some more things today and tomorrow, but you've met Coaster, you've met Ashley, you've met Veracity, you've met Tempur-Pedic. You've met a couple different pillow vendors from Bed Gear to Rick. You've met the guys that manufacture some of the foam, the other guys on the other side that manufacture some of our mattresses. Any highlights or anything that sticks out in your mind this week that was like, wow, that was a moment?
Yeah, all the vendors you named are all super excited to work with us, and that says a lot. I mean, Tempur-Pedic is the top of its industry, and for their excitement for us to be successful, I mean, that's one thing I could. That resonates with me.
Yeah, absolutely. The level of support that the industry is giving Snooze because of the amount of work that you guys have put into this and the passion that you have is very motivating to us because we know that the industry wants to work with us. And we frankly want to work with them, right? We want to work with the best of best, which is why we have companies like Tempur.
Yeah.
And Tempur's not going to just work with anyone.
That's right.
100%.
So, I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, and we're very blessed to have the vendors, and we've strategically tried to place the best of the best into your hands, and I'm very proud of. And these guys they're workhorses behind the scenes to make sure you're successful. If you know the stuff that Tempur's already doing in your area in San Diego, the stuff that Wake Up's already been working on, you'll start to see that. Today you got to film for the first time. You got to be on camera.
I know.
Tell us about that. What happened there? So one of the things we do during franchise training is we want to make sure that you leave with assets. We're making evergreen assets all the time for all of the different holidays, all of the different things that are going on to make sure that we affect the community. But we also want a local presence. We want to make sure that there's always going to be a local presence because you guys know that's the most important thing. Like at some point we will be a nationwide, worldwide franchise, but we will never lose our local feel. That is the commitment we have. We will always wear pajamas and we will always have a good time and have this fun culture. But we threw you guys on camera today, just like we just threw you into this podcast room.
Right. That's right.
Tell us about that.
Do you have the wah, wah, wah? Do you have the sound?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, do that one for me.
Nope, that's not it.
There you go.
That's the one.
I'm bad at this.
Killed it.
I'm bad at this, but what I am good at is knowing that where I fail, Brian picks up.
No, it was definitely a great experience. Being able to work with the team being on camera is not always the easiest thing when you're just thrown into it. But everybody made us feel like comfortable, and it was definitely a better experience than I thought. Like initially going into it, but it was awesome.
Good.
Yeah. Doesn't Brian look good in the pajamas?
Gosh, he looks good in the pajamas. You guys both look good. You make these pajamas look good.
I don't know about me, but Brian, we'll just put him out front so people can see him.
You guys do, but that is one thing. I mean, I remember when I started here too. I'm like, cameras are all over the place all the time, and now you just kind of get used to someone's going to throw a camera in your face at any given moment in this building. At some point, hey, come over here. Hey, there's a podcast upstairs. You're doing this with these guys. I'm like, sweet. I get these guys. I like this.
But the energy
you
is
never know.
beautiful. Like that's the thing is like you could be in your shell. You're not going to stay in your shell.
Nah,
it's impossible
not
to stay
today.
in your shell. Nope. So.
Not today. But the things that you're going to love is wait until this stuff comes out. Like even when I do it, sometimes I'm like, man, I felt like such an idiot. And then Chavez does his magic, and then Brooks does some magic, and then I see it, and I'm like, oh, it didn't look so bad actually. Like when it's all said and done, they do some magical stuff downstairs for sure.
Yeah, that's good. They need a little sprinkle of magic when they get to my editing.
No, you wait, and then we're gonna bring your wife on this podcast.
Yeah, I can't wait. And she's a wonderful woman, and she's pretty shy. So it'll be fun to see her
is gonna be perfect.
not have a choice to come up here. And
Don't
talk.
tell her before.
No, I won't.
Do not tell her before. We're just going to bring her up here and set her in the room.
I'm not good at secrets, but I won't say anything.
That's going to be great. So anyway, yeah, I mean, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for being a part of Snooze, being a part of this family. You know, we can't do this without people like you guys. And we are very proud of, you know, one of the things we committed to really early on with this is we are not selling franchises. We are awarding franchises to the right people that fit who we are. And there is no doubt that you two are exactly who we are, and we are going to work our butts off behind the scenes for you guys. But we can't thank you enough for being a part of the Snooze family. I think this is a moment that is just beginning, and there is going to be so much fun between you guys and us in the future. So I just want to say thanks, you know, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank
Sam,
you. Yeah.
I know you, and I've known you for a long time. I've always had a lot of respect for you and love for you, but seeing you on this side of it is totally different. And the guys that you're already recruiting, and Brian, I just can't. You've influenced and inspired everybody in this building already in the last 5 days, and we still got a couple days left of this. So
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It's been awesome so far, and we're excited to move forward with all of this.
Well, November 2021, mark our words, this was the first stores in San Diego of many, many stores. This is the beginning of something beautiful. This has been the If You Don't Snooze, You Lose podcast, where these are dream makers making dreams happen, not just around the United States, not just all over the world, but these guys are truly making a difference everywhere. And in San Diego, California, store number 1 of 5 of 20 of hundreds. Stay tuned for these guys. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. More to come. Stay tuned for more franchisees and hear more stories out there.
So I heard you're interested in starting a podcast. Interesting. And you're probably wondering, do I have what it takes to start my own podcast? Do I have the studio? We've got the studio. Do I have the editing skills? Do I have the ability to post it? Do I know how to do that? You're probably wondering through all these things, and it can get a little overwhelming. I know, I've been there. Trust me, I've tried to start some of my own before I got connected with Wake Up. And I know that that's tough, especially when you're trying to run your business. You're trying to be in your business. Well, I'm here to tell you, with my help, it'll be a breeze. Hey, I'm Ben Kaysen, the podcast director from Wake Up Pueblo. You may have seen us on the Discovery Channel. We were a part of Undercover Billionaire with Grant Cardone. And if there's one thing we learned from Grant Cardone when he was here, it's that if you want to be heard, you need to put yourself out there to be listened to. Hello and welcome to Wake Up Podcasting. I'm Ben Kaysen here at Cardone Capital, enjoying the awesome studio. Thank you for joining us. Me and the 10X crew, we want to make sure that you have a successful podcast series within your budget. Don't worry about the editing software or the equipment. I got you covered. Just bring your guests and what you want to talk about, and we'll handle the rest. This is Ben Kaysen. That's a wrap. If you want to work with me, give me a call.